Hey, listen! To this day, we are constantly bombarded with all kinds of information. Newspapers, television channels, social media, websites, and magazines quickly provide us with any kind of news from every corner on the planet. But are you really sure you are aware of everything? Welcome to this new video dedicated to discovering the weirdest and most bizarre things in our world. Get ready to be amazed, fun, and surprised by the absurdities that surrounds us. Iceland, Northern Europe. The land of ice and fire is an island located in the North Atlantic Ocean, northwest of Europe. Besides being famous for its naturalistic beauty, there are many curiosities in Iceland, which few people know about, and today we will reveal some of them to you. Did you know that there are no mosquitoes in Iceland? In fact, thanks to its cold and windy climate, it is one of the very few countries in the world where these annoying insects cannot survive. Nice, isn't it? Let's stay here. We have always been used to choose our children's names at our pleasure. But in Iceland it's not so. In fact, there is a rigid naming law. Parents must choose names for their children from a list approved by the Committee for Names of Persons. Those who wish to use a name not on the list must obtain special approval. This is not the end of the story. As far as surnames are concerned, invectively, Icelanders use the names of their ancestors as surnames, adding for the son, son, and for the daughter, daughter. Let's turn to the other side of the world, Oceania. Known to be the home of the Maori, the New Zealand is a fascinating island country located in the southwestern Pacific Ocean. Famous for its most natural beauty, with variety landscapes that include imponent mountains, crystal lakes, remarkable forests, and spectacular beaches. Did you know that Wellington is the southernmost capital city in the world? This country has a population of about 5 million. And do you want to know a curious fact? The number of sheep is about 10 times higher than the human population of the country. It's crazy, isn't it? Moreover, speaking of goats, recent studies have shown that goats from different regions of the world have their verses with a different accent, probably influenced by environment and communication between groups. Let's fly now to the Americas. Brazil, the giant of South America, vast and affaring, known for its rich culture, natural diversity, and vibrant traditions. With a population of more than 200 million people, it is the fifth largest country in the world. Brazil is known for its spectacular beaches, including one that is considered the largest in the world, Praia do Cassino, with more than 240 kilometers of extension. And this is not the only record it boasts of having. In fact, this country is home to between 15% and 20% of the world's biodiversity, thanks in part to the presence of the world's largest pluvial forest, the Amazon. Did you know that in this area there are ants that can grow their own gardens? They grow a type of fungus that they eat, thus creating their own agriculture in the heart of the forest. Also, the indigenous Yanomami tribe uses leafcutter ants to clean their agricultural fields. Do you want to know one last curious fact about these little insects? They can take other ants hostage and use them as a bargaining chip to obtain food. Yes, you heard right. Let's fly to North America. United States, third largest and populated country in the world, consisting of 50 states, each with its own government and constitution. American agriculture is one of the largest and most productive in the world. In fact, in Kansas in 1 year enough grain is produced to feed the entire world for 2 weeks. Moreover, the USA owns more fast food restaurants than any other country. The world-famous McDonald's franchise alone has as many as 13,375 restaurants. Approximately 50 billion hamburgers are consumed in the United States each year. In fact, they are one of America's favorite foods and have become an icon of U.S. cuisine. As you well know, the USA bought Alaska, the largest state, from Russia in March 1867, but the thing you may not know is that they bought it at the price of about 2 cents per acre of land. We are talking about a figure of $7.2 million, an irrisorious price for the economic and strategic value of the country. Who in life hasn't felt the need to want to live close to their friends or relatives? Well, that is not a problem for the residents of the small town of Whittier, Alaska. In fact, All of its population of about 200 people live in one 14-story building. Imagine that the building you live in is not only your home, but is also your whole city. In this building, all the essential services you may need are located under one roof. People go to the grocery store, go to the post office, and even to the notary, simply by taking an elevator. For Whittier residents, walking the halls of their building means walking the streets of a neighborhood. Its unique configuration allows residents to live almost independently during Alaska's harsh, snowy winters. Let's move now to the largest and most populated continent in the world, Asia. Covering an area of more than 44 million square kilometers, Asia is home to a vast range of geographies, including imponent mountains, majestic rivers, luxuriant forests, arid deserts, and most amazing coasts. Precisely, we are talking about Russia, the largest state in the world. It covers over 17 million square kilometers, covering about 1/8 of the planet's emerged land surface. Did you know that because of its vastness, Russia includes 11 time zones? Which makes it the country with the most time zones in the world. In addition, in southern Siberia, there is one of the most amazing and incredible places in the world, Lake Baikal, the deepest in the world. It reaches a depth of about 1642 meters and contains 20% of the unfrozen freshwater on the planet, making it the lake with the largest volume of freshwater on Earth. Let's go to the country of unique charm, a nation with the perfect fusion of tradition and modernity, Japan. Did you know that there is a species of jellyfish called Turritopsis dohrnii that is able to reverse its life cycle? This phenomenon is known as biological immortality. When the jellyfish reaches sexual maturity and reproduces, instead of aging and dying like most organisms, it returns to the juvenile polyp stage through a process called reverse transformation. Basically, the jellyfish regenerates into an earlier life stage, returning to its polyp form to its polyp shape. Although the biological immortality of the jellyfish is fascinating, it is important to note that this concept does not apply to humans or most other living organisms on Earth. Unfortunately, watch out for those traveling to Singapore instead, because there are some particularly strange laws in place. It is forbidden to import and chew gum in public. This law was introduced in the 1990s to keep the streets clean and reduce cleanup efforts. But what do you face if you are caught selling them? Well, you can get a fine of about $88,000. You cannot walk out of the crosswalk, just as you cannot stop in the street to chat in groups or dance and listen to music in the street. It is forbidden to be naked in the house without blinds down and to smoke outdoors, better to do so only where there are ashtrays. While it is mandatory to flush after using public toilets. No eating or drinking on the subway. Especially durians, one of the typical fruits with a strong and unpleasant smell, cannot be carried without the appropriate sealed packaging. Before leaving for Singapore, better get informed, because some of these prohibitions can cost you a fine of thousands of dollars, or, in extreme cases, even a few days in jail. Now, let's talk about India, an extraordinary country located in South Asia, known for its rich history, diverse culture, and spectacular variety of landscapes. It is currently the most populous country in the world, with a population of about 1.425 billion people. With a rich spiritual and religious heritage, India is home to many religions including Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, and Jainism. Important spiritual sites such as the Golden Temple in Amritsar, the Taj Mahal, and the holy cities of Varanasi and Rishikesh attract pilgrims and visitors from all over the world. We especially want to tell you about a very special temple called the Karni Mata Temple, dedicated precisely to Karni Mata, a revered figure in the folklore and religious tradition of India who is considered a saint with extraordinary spiritual powers. The distinctive and special feature of this temple is its population of thousands of rats, considered sacred and treated with great devotion by devotees. According to legend, members of Karni Mata's family who died at a young age were reincarnated as rats. As a result, these rodents in the temple are considered members of the royal family and are revered as spiritual blessings. As we explore every corner of the world, we discover that the continents are a treasure trove of unique curiosities and oddities, an incredible mosaic of cultures, landscapes, and wonderful creatures that constantly surprise and fascinate us. Each step brings us to new enigmas to unravel and reminds us that the beauty of diversity envelopes us in every corner of planet Earth. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and comment below what other trivia you would like to know. Thanks for following along. See you in the next video.